Greetings, gamer guys and gals. I'm Zeake, welcoming you to the 16th part of my Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. How about we get right to it? Chapter 15, The Feral Frontier. Castle Kilvis. Oh my! If it isn't young Prince Serenus! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Nalucci, you're looking well. And feeling well too. Thank you very much. This old crow's as spry as ever. Hee hee! Tell me though, how fares your father, King Loreze? The same as ever. Since that terrible day he remains abed. He seldom rises anymore. I'm not surprised. In the span of a few days, he lost his family, his friends, and almost all of his countrymen. Yes. And yet, we're blessed that you are still with us. Prince Ryson, if there's anything this dabbering old bird can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you, I appreciate your kind sentiment. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Ryson. Nalucci, you can talk ancient history later. Leave us at once. Yes, of course. I'm sure you've much to talk about, much to say. I'll just take my leave of you. Please, Prince Ryson, make yourself at home. Old Nalucci's always been fond of House Serenus. When he heard the White Prince himself was gracing us with a visit, he could barely contain his joy. So, Prince, what's this all about? We haven't seen your face around here in a long time, and I'm naturally quite curious as to your intentions. Your attitude during the Goldoa meeting piqued my interest. What is it you're after, Nesala? Why do you provoke Tibarn? You came all this way for that? Are you serious? Do not mock me, Crow King. Tibarn is my father's guardian. If not for him, we might have suffered the end of House Serenus itself. I will not brook any insults to him. Oh, I see. So rather than ally yourself with me, your trusted companion of old, you would side with this new protector? That's an unfortunate shift in attitude. I trust you remember that when you and your sister were young, it was I, and not Tibarn, who watched over you. Any change in my bearing can be laid at your roost, Nesala. After all, you, my old friend, are the one who continues to engage in commerce with my enemy, with humans. If you were to change your ways, I'm sure we could rebuild the relationship the two of us once shared. Oh no, that I could never do. You see, humans are essential to the fulfillment of my ambitions. You've changed, Nesala. If this is the path you've chosen, I've nothing left to say. I doubt you could ever understand what it means to guard Kilvis, Prince, to protect an entire country. King Nesala, Duke Tanis of the Begnion Imperial Senate, has arrived. Bring him in. Your Majesty, just now, I brushed against the most splendid specimen. Was that a Serenus noble? They're supposed to be extinct. And what if it were? Oh, I was right. Wonderful. My eyes did not deceive me. Those dazzling white wings and that shimmering hair, sparkling like falling gold dust. That is the crystallization of beauty in its purest form. Duke Oliver, can we please discuss the business at hand? Per your request, we have appropriated several pieces of art from the ships of Duke Gedos. Yes, and you will be compensated as promised, but right now there is something else that I simply must have. Really? Another request? What can we purloin for you today? More art, perhaps? Oh, something much more stunning, and if you agree to my proposition, I will double your normal fee. That is a most generous offer. Tell me, what is it you desire? Desire? But surely you've already guessed. What a shady man. Maenal Cathedral. Meeting with the apostle was fine, but all she did was pay us and give us another job. She answered no questions. I wonder what she's planning, that cargo. I can't help but believe that there were living creatures inside, but what do you suppose the apostle intends to do with them? I don't know, Titania. Are all nobles and royals like this? They have plans and paperwork for every little thing, and their speech is as confusing as it is tedious. But Ike, the other nobles we know are different. There's Princess Alencia, and King Gallia, and the Dragon Prince too. All of them have been so nice and friendly and easy to talk to. Perhaps the rudeness of the upper echelon is unique to the Bjork class system. Princess Alencia was raised in special circumstances. Maybe that's why she's so different. Bah! I could never get accustomed to the culture of Bjork nobles. Ike, I'm here to report the results from the last battle. We earned 11,195 gold. Awesome. Some decent EXP. Mia was our MVP. Awesome. And a new ally, which we will be glossing over. We suffered no casualties, and no one was seriously injured. Everyone was at their best. That concludes my report. Excuse me. Alright, so let's go to the info and see what they have to say. Ahem. You are from the northwest nation of Crimea, are you not? You have my condolences for the terrible misfortune that has befallen your country and people. Yet you remain blessed. Fate has brought you here to the Grand Temple Maenal, to the splendor of Begnion, grandest of all the nations of Telius. By the way, I hear you are traveling north to the Grann Desert. There are ancient ruins there, you know. They are the remnants of a race known as the Zunanma, who came from a civilization that predates our own. I'm sure you will enjoy the sensation of being immersed in such primordial surroundings. Yeah, it'll be a real picnic. Oh yes, picnics are indeed nice. Oh, but a word of caution. Studying the ruins from afar is one thing, but you would be well advised to keep your distance, for safety's sake. It's said that there's bandit strongholds near the northwest ruins. And we hear occasional reports of strange figures wandering the dunes in the northeast. Be careful. Very ominous. How are your preparations progressing? They're underway. We leave within the hour. Your next mission takes you to the Grann Desert. You must choose your companions with care. A desert is just a large patch of sandy soil, is it not? Haha, with one major difference. Unlike sandy soil, you'll not find solid earth near the surface. You could dig and find only more sand. Those on foot and horseback may find it difficult to move around. I see. I'm sure that Soren knows much about these things, but... Has something befallen Master Soren? I don't know if he's feeling ill or just moping about. It all started when we arrived in Begnion. Oh. Be that as it may, it won't hurt for me to have this information. Can you tell me more? Of course. There's little water in the desert, and the soil is very dry. Few trees or grasses grow there, which means there are no groves or anything else which would provide cover. And as I mentioned before, those on foot or horseback will find the sand slows their pace considerably. The exceptions are magic users and staff wielders and thieves. Such people will not be affected to so large a degree. Thieves are agile, so I understand why they would be unaffected. But those skilled in the magical arts, that doesn't make much sense. I once heard an explanation from a magic user that I know. He claimed that the spirits he employed flew before him and cleared the sand from his path. However, considering the source, I'm not sure how much of that is truth. Who was the source? Prime Minister Sephiran. Would he play a joke like that? Well, the Prime Minister is a very amusing man, but please allow me to continue my explanation. What else? Others who are unaffected by sand are Pegasus Knights, Wyvern Riders, and other flying units. Oh, and Legus too. Terrain features don't seem to affect them much in either form, although they will be slowed some. You said Legus, didn't you? Almost everyone here says subhuman. Well, of course, Bjork and Legus are both living beings. Every precious life was created to be equal by the blessed goddess. The fact that there are still those who persecute Legus in the land of the goddess, it is deplorable. Are you of a noble house? Yes, I am. One must be of a noble birth to serve the goddess. But I thought that all nobles were half-crazed fools who can't speak the truth. You seem quite honest. I'll take that as a compliment. Oh, and one last thing. What is it? The desert contains the remnants of more than one lost civilization. Rumor has it that treasures from those times still lie undiscovered beneath the shifting sands. Those with good luck may come across such treasures during battle. Very interesting. Howee! The Grand Temple, luxury and gorgeousness as far as the eye can see. If a scoundrel like myself can find employment in a place like this, I guess my luck hasn't abandoned me after all. But for all the glitter and gold, there's an equal amount of dangerous work. That I could do without. Maybe I can use my prone to illness ploy. Yes, I think I can arrange to work about 1 out of every 5 jobs or so. And now that I've a fixed income, it's time to visit the local inns and see what games of chance are about. Evening. What? Did you happen to hear any of that? You were talking out loudly. I wasn't being serious. I am an extremely diligent man. Yes, I am. Those peddlers you were with, you were in debt to them, right? Huh? How did you know that? When we took out that group, your debt vanished. Yes, you're right. That was a tremendous help. Thanks much. Come now, you can't believe that the world is as forgiving as that, or that we are so foolish. What? Debts are debts, and you have many. Those peddlers weren't the only people who were owed coin by you, right? We can't have debt collectors hounding the company day in and day out. My staff officer repaid the rest of the money you owe. That's very kind of you. It was from the company's coffers. You, my friend, are now in our debt. You fight to repay the Grail mercenaries. I love this. Payment will be deducted from your wages for quite some time. It seems you're working for free, friend. Oh. Until your debts are completely repaid, don't even think about leaving the company. Or getting sick. Right then, I trust you'll do your best. What a mess. Oh, nuts. Oh, you gotta love that. I absolutely love that combo. All right. Yep, I think the thing with this is we actually don't have any more supports that we can currently do. Unfortunate, isn't it? We do have Vantage, though. Who do we want to give Vantage to? Now, we're only going to be getting 1 Wrath Scroll to give someone, and I'm going to be giving it to Mia, so the whole Vantage thing would probably work better on somebody else. And I'm thinking Soren. Yeah, Vantage and Adept. That could help his survivability in certain circumstances, whereas he would be quite vulnerable. I could give him enough bonus EXP to get him to promotion right now. And that would be very viable because I actually believe we're not getting a Master Seal until the next chapter after this one. But then again, we could also get a whole bunch of EXP without it, so I'm not sure. I'm really not. Yeah, I guess we can. Yeah, we can. Why not? We don't have very many people we're going to be saving the bonus EXP for from now on anyway, so. Very nice. Very nice. Not good enough. Come on, Soren. You could do much better than that. Pretty decent, I would definitely say. And there's his one strength. He basically is guaranteed one strength, and that's it, out of the 20 levels you give him on fixed mode. Technically 21 levels, but it is 20. And he'll, get some on promotion too, I believe. So let's go ahead and promote him, and Soren is basically done with bonus EXP the rest of the game. And we have Sage Soren. That little bit of strength will help him mitigate some weight on his weapons. And when you promote mages, you get the choice between staves and knives in this game. Which, if you couldn't tell, knives are used with the strength stat, not the magic stat. There is no magical knife in this game. So Soren, even on a non-fixed mode RNG abused run with his maximum of 15 abysmal strength, is just not at all viable to use knives with. So we're going to pick staves. Okay. We do have to give Soren a staff now. This is why I kept the heal staves. Don't really need them anymore, but keep them nonetheless for the time being. Trade. Mist would love that spirit dust. And Oscar would love that Legu's lance. Makalov is not being used, to say the least. Alright, we do have a secret book to give away. But who is going to get it? I literally think Mist is the only unit I have right now who would greatly benefit from using a secret book, so we'll go ahead and give it to her. And also, I discovered something. The strategy that I was going to use the speed wings for is pointless. So, we're going to go ahead and give those away. By the looks of it, it looks like Boyd really would love some speed wings. 15. Yeah, let's give them both. All right. I think that's about it for our outfit. Actually, no, that's not. I just fibbed. We have a few things to sell. This armor slayer, I mean, we might be able to get some use out of the armor slayer later on. Honestly, I don't know if we're going to have any units that are going to be able to use anything beyond. Maybe we might Well, no, we're going to keep this. We're going to keep these bows for the time being. I think we have an idea of who we might be using as a bow unit later on. Thunder, we'll keep it for now. Alright, now that's everything we've needed to do here. So let's go ahead. Tell me, Soren, are you alright? Recently, ever since we reached Begnion, in fact, you've seemed depressed. Is that so? How odd. Well, I can think of nothing specific that's bothering me. Well, if you say so. So it's time for the desert. Which is the best direction to enter from? Soren? Yes, what is it? Alright, I know there's something going on. I'm sorry, I was just thinking... What is it you wanted? Well, I was going to ask you for directions, but it's no longer necessary. It looks like we're being met. Ah! Who are you? Answer me. We're mercenaries. We were hired to take care of a group of bandits operating in this area. More of the Senator's dogs. You cast us as thieves, so you can murder us and hide your guilt. But we will not be defeated. Mark my words, the day will come when all slaves are free, and then you will pay for your crimes. What on earth are you talking about? No more useless words. Come, my brothers, take them. Grann Desert. What? We're facing Legues? I don't like the look of this. Legues or no, it doesn't change the fact that they are brigands. Do not lower your guard. I know what I'm doing. Everyone, watch your footing in the sand. Take care and fight well. Alright, so some of the things that were said about these areas, per se, in this map. The desert is right darn spot on. You are at a huge disadvantage if you fight this map with mounted units and with walking units that do not have very far distance in their movement. So thieves are really good in this map, and so are all your magic units and flyers. I still bring just about all of my units that I'm going to be playing with, because eventually you can get them going. It's just going to take a while because they move at a snail's pace. Like, I'm pretty sure your mounted units only get 1 or 2 spaces of movement, which is pretty abysmal. Alright, so we have to bring Mordecai for a specific reason, being that he is going to be used to recruit somebody and get something. We might need a Legues stone. He's not going to have any healing otherwise, because we're sending him to the right. Alrighty. I think that's it. Let's begin. Now, you have to be very careful, because this is just showing their movement before they're transformed. However, once they transform, they do get increased movement. And yeah, in this game, unlike in Radiant Dawn, which actually shows you the lack of movement you have when you're moving through certain terrains, this game does not show you. Like, it still shows that Titania has 9 movement, but she only has 2 movement. Not that impressive. All right. Might need some assistance up yonder. Yeah, a promoted Soren for this chapter is such a good idea, especially since none of these Legus have really good resistance to magic. And the flying Legus have absolutely no downside in this area. Alrighty, so there's a couple of hidden objectives in this chapter. First off, there are hidden items everywhere. There's a hidden statue fragmentation here, which we're going to be giving to Boyd once we get it. There's a hidden white gem here. There is a hidden sword here, and something else. There is the boots here, which increase movement by 2 permanently. There is the physics staff here. I believe there is a silver blade. No, there's a coin here. There's a silver blade about here, a shine tome here, and then there's a guard scroll here. We don't need everything in this chapter, but we are going to be getting several things. Yeah, we got the guard scroll there. I think thieves get things automatically upon stepping on it. Otherwise, your other characters, it's based on their luck stat, and it's luck percentage. So, like, Soren would only have a 10% chance to pick up something underneath the sand, which is pretty abysmal. Oh, wow. That is absolutely precious. Mordecai is a great fit for this. Leith is probably just as great. I typically pick Mordecai just in case I need somebody to smite or need to smite somebody, which is, you know, it's a legitimate thing that could come up. And because I use him for that utility as well, I do take him for this chapter. And the Legus Stone being wasted, quote-unquote, on him is not so, because I'm only going to be using one. And I don't hardly use it in this game, regardless. And you'll see why in a later chapter. Why there is almost no reason to worry about whether or not you are using Legus Stones. Alright. Yeah, you do want to take out some of these units before they transform, because they can overwhelm you. The Legus in this chapter are pretty strong compared to the majority of the enemies you've been facing up to this point. And that's just due to the fact that Legus are considered promoted. So they have to be stronger. Untransformed, though, they're pretty weak. Interestingly enough, even though the Legus are stronger in the next game, transformed, they're also weaker in the next game, untransformed. So like in this game, a Legus is considered promoted class, sort of like Mist and Soren and Titania are, regardless. However, in Radiant Dawn, when they're untransformed, they're considered unpromoted, and then when they're transformed, they're considered promoted again, which is pretty funny. Yeah, just blasting through them. And we get to see our new Sage Soren. Strong enough mages really just don't need effective weaponry in this game. They don't need their tomes to be effective against any of the beasts, or Legus in general. I like using Mordecai for this as well because he's basically an armor knight with 9 movement. Boyd as bait. That is what we use him for. In those roles, that is. And you're gone. This is why I was not worried about putting Soren in that range. I'm actually pretty sure that Soren would have one-shot that Legoose. We did just fight a winged unit with Soren a moment ago, and if you hadn't noticed, his weapon was actually not effective. Legoose in this game, untransformed, are not counted as their transformed states, and they do not have effectiveness against them because of that, which I think is both odd and good at the same time. Oh, cool. We can finish them off with the Iron Lance. Very nice. I actually do not think that flyers can get treasure at all in this game. I'm not sure on that particularly because it's been a very long time since I typically don't use any unit other than the thieves that you get in this game to pick up stuff. I guess we could try it, but there's really no point to it. And we need the steel sword to finish this guy off. Alright, and gotta be careful about movement. This guy's gonna transform in 2 turns, I think. Yeah, this chapter is kind of a bit of a slow go. And we're one-shotting this Raven. No critical needed. Very good. I do think those speed wings were definitely very useful on our Boyd here. We got the silver blade. So we're done with over here. Now we need to move Volk over here. We're probably going to use Marcia to pick him up. And after we get the physic staff, we're going to get the boots. And those are all the items we need over here. Don't need to ward anybody. Again, there's no magical units on this chapter, but experience points. Staff experience, especially. Alright, so all these two are about to transform. So I'm not going to be putting Soren up close quite yet. Alright, let's see what they decide to do. That is not surprising. Another hidden objective in this chapter is that if you do not finish off all of the Legoos, you get bonus experience points per Legoos you do not defeat. And you'll see why that is later on as well. Yep, heal up Ike. And you are finished. Quite good. Alright, we'll need to pick up Volk very shortly here. Some more res for Titania. She's definitely going to need it. Definitely not. I'm almost 100% certain that that cat is going to attack our Boyd there. And as I thought, they do like their defenseless enemies. And I do like having them out there as a distraction. It would be pretty cool if bow units and stave units in this game would get experience points toward their weapon of choice while they have it equipped in any kind of combat. I think that'd be cool. That's just not the case, however. All right. If we can finish this guy off without using the Legu's Slayer. I brought that just in case. I mean, we've had it for several chapters, and I haven't had to really use it because of the strategies I've employed, but it's good to have it just in case. It really is. And I believe we can go... Before we do that, actually, let's make sure that none of these Legus can reach. Alright, they can't. Pretty sure the statue fragment is... Yep, right there. Awesome. The Legu's Guard will come in handy quite well. And here's a little bit of a strategy that's pretty cool. You can give the units a little bit of ward spam, I suppose. Now, I would like to get our Soren here up to a C rank in staves. I'm not really worried about that per se, because as long as Mist gets S rank, that's the only real staff goal that we have in this game, so. But it would be nice. Ooh, he finishes. I guess we can see a little bit of combat with Titania. Quite good combat, too. Very nice, conserving your uses of that Titan Axe. I am not a hoarder, so it doesn't really make a difference to me whether we conserve it or use it. Yeah, the last time I played this chapter, I actually forgot to bring Mordecai or Leave and beat the chapter, save the game, and come to find out, a couple of chapters later, I was like, you know, where is that weapon we're supposed to get on that chapter? And, oh, I was just dumbfounded. Like, how did I do that? Accidents happen, I suppose, is the best way to put it. Nice. Very nice. Our little Mia is very close to promoting. Which will be quite useful. Yeah, you cannot use the Leguse stones when they're already transformed. I do believe when he's untransformed, this cat will double him. So if he untransforms at an inopportune moment. So what we could do is smite Ike. That'll allow the cat to reach, but not the raven. Very good. Alright, we might actually need... Huh. Well, I guess I could just do this. And trade with the Iron Lance. Grab that physic there. Physics are an awesome item in this game. And you get a whole bunch of them from this chapter forward if you steal them. Very, very important I put that out there. You get very few of these outside of purchasing them in the last couple of chapters, which they're pretty expensive. So it's not exactly the most viable thing to do, especially if you have other things you want to spend your money on. But you get a whole bunch of them through stealing in this game and in Radiant Dawn. So it's probably a good idea to consider that. Nine strength. Her strength is not really necessary for what we have her to do in the later part of this game. All right. Yeah, I think we'll take out the tiger because they are much more damaging enemies. This would probably not even be possible had I not given him the speed wings, to be honest. The tigers are pretty slow. They're, like I said, Mordecai is basically the epitome of what tigers are in this game. They're armor knights with 9 movement. Not surprising. And let's see how our Ike fares. Not so well. I think we might be able to finish that cat off, though, with the Leguse Slayer, which would be nice. It would be quite nice. And another dodge. Very nice, Mia. One of them blank levels. You gotta come to expect them on fixed mode. Alright, so let's see what we've got going on here. We gotta be very careful of this unit. So what we can do... Yeah, we can finish him off with the Leguse Slayer. Perfect. Very cool looking sword too in this game. It actually doesn't even look like a sword, to be honest. It looks like a spear that's been quite shortened. Yeah, so what we'll do here is we'll just trade Ike's weaponry and smite him. So now he'll be in range of the bird. Yeah, this should be fine as long as I don't miss. I mean, either way, I'm getting out of there. Yeah, that's good. We have 3 more things to pick up. This chapter is a defeat boss chapter, so as long as you are not doing that, you don't really have much to worry about concerning the whole situation. Alright. We do want to take a KO with our lovely friend Oscar here. Yeah, this is fine. And they'll lay Goose Lance. As long as he doesn't miss, this will be perfect. Very nice. And the Lagoose weapons are beautiful. I think they're some of the coolest looking weapons in the game. It'd be cool if you could forge them, but I definitely understand why you can't. Good level, Oscar. Just a few levels away from promotion as well. Alright, let's see who we have to heal. Once you get Soren to D rank and he gets men staves, the healing potentials are just boundless. And we don't need the Dagdar for him per se, but in order to finish off the cat, we probably do. And nice crit. Very nice. I appreciate it quite a lot. Mia putting in work. She's probably going to be the unit I defeat the boss with. I'm still not entirely sure on that one, though, because since she doesn't have the Lagoose Slayer, and I needed it on Ike, just in case, more or less. It might very well be that she won't be able to do enough damage, but we'll see. Alright, so Ike can finish this guy up, and then we can move up Mordecai and Soth to go up there and gather whatever items we have left to get. On the right side, that is. Level 19 Ike. Beautiful level. Magic and resistance again. Yeah, we've got 2 more things to get up here. And the boots, very important. Yep, let's go ahead and throw this little old javelin. Oh, I didn't mean for her to get the KO. Unfortunate. But she needs to be promoted soon, too, so it's not like it's the biggest of problems, I suppose. All right. Yep, it's turn 8. We'll be able to do a fair bit of damage with Titania and Boyd. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go another turn. Alright, we got the white gem, and then we'll be getting our last item in just a moment. Yeah, because of that, we're actually not going to go ahead and start fighting this enemy here, because if we accidentally get a crit, and, you know, that would just not be a good thing. Mist will surely appreciate the use of her ward staff, that's for sure. Alright, so we're basically done here. For the time being until we get that last item. I want to say it's here. Yeah, it's here. Something's here. Beneath the sand? Nope, I'm over here. So, there you are. You are good at hiding. To be praised by one of the beast tribes is an honor. I am Stefan. I live here in this desolate wasteland, playing at being a hermit. Who are you? I haven't seen you in these parts before. I am Mordecai, a warrior of Gallia. This is the first time I have walked beyond the borders of my country. I thought that might be the case, and I was right. Ho! I'm ever so clever. Mordecai, listen here. I'm interested in the beast tribes of Gallia. Would you mind talking with me? I'll buy dinner. My friends and I are fighting, so I cannot. Sorry. Very well then. I will help you. Once this battle is finished, you'll have time to converse, yes? All right. If you will fight with us, then I will call Stefan a friend. Later, we will talk about Gallia. I'm looking forward to it. Right then, off we go. Yes, off we go. Right then. Alright, so we get perhaps and potentially one of the most busted pre-promoted Swordmaster units in the entire franchise. At least in the later games. I mean, there are some pretty crazy ones in the drug draw games, that's for sure. But for Path of Radiance, he is nuts. This unit is absolutely awesome. He's pretty close to capping 3 of his stats, which he will cap in fixed mode. He's only at level 8. He comes with the S-rank sword in this game, which is the Vague Kati. A 12 might sword with 35 crit. It's pretty awesome. And it gives +3 defense upon equipping it. It's going to be going straight into Mia's inventory once she promotes, because you cannot get an S rank in any weaponry before you promote. And then we're basically going to be using it for the majority of the game whenever I just deem it necessary to use it. Because the S rank weapons in this game are virtually useless for the end game. Most of the games in the Fire Emblem franchise make you use the S-rank weapons, or at least incentivize you to use the S-rank weapons in order to defeat the endgame bosses, especially if they're effective against those bosses. However, this game is not like that at all. There's only 3 or 4 weapons in the entire game, 3 or 4 units, I should say, in the entire game that can even fight the endgame bosses, because everything else is ineffective. Like, for instance, if Stefan had maximum strength, speed, and skill with this weapon, and it had 40 might, he would still do 0 damage against the final boss in this game, just because of the coding. The final boss is not affected by most weapons. And Stefan also comes with Astra, which in certain conditions grants this unit 5 consecutive attacks at half damage. This is the mastery skill for the Swordmaster class. I personally really love using Stefan, but I also love using other units too as well. And even though I'm a big supporter of pre-promoted units, I think they're great. I don't think that they should be just tossed aside because they're already promoted. I decided to use Mia, and I don't have a space on my team for him. I am not adverse to using more than one Swordsmaster, or more than one of any type of unit, that's for sure. I'm going to have a couple of paladins, actually several mounted units in this game, this playthrough, so that's not a problem for me. The issue is I just don't have room for him, so he's going to see the bench once this chapter is done. But aside from that, we just have one last thing to do, and that is defeating this boss here, Morum. And he comes with the Demi Band, which is a band that, when equipped, allows its wielder to maintain animal forms at all times. All abilities are slightly lower while using the band. Now, it should say all statistics, not abilities, but whatever. Now, the cut for each and every individual Legoos is different. And there is one type of Legoos in this game who cannot use the Demi Band. And we have seen this before on a Raven boss a few chapters ago. So let's go ahead and damage this boss a bit. My companions and I are not thieves. I'm sure you could not care less, though. Nope, we're too busy feathering you with arrows to care. And throwing axes. Beautiful, outstanding level, Titania. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, that's unfortunate. If we had a regular wind, we wouldn't actually KO there. Very nice hit. I was not necessarily expecting it to hit, unfortunately. But it did, nonetheless. Oh, that is such a shame. 1 damage away. 1 damage away. Oh well. Oh yeah, that's interesting. It's showing that he's going to do 20 damage. Actually, he's only going to deal 10 damage to her. So this is totally okay for me to do. Which we are going to. And as you saw, only 10 damage. It's really kind of weird that they didn't change that so that the actual damage that you're going to take would show. But it's none of my concern, really. At least I know what's going on. Alright. Because the boss has no healing items, and he's not standing on a place that will heal him. Once he attacks Mia and gets defeated, we are done and can call it a day. For this chapter, that is. No. I'm sorry, Morum, we had to defeat you. And he didn't disappear. Huh. That's not typical of bosses in this game. Decent level. Ha 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 ha. We lose. You're the leader of this band, aren't you? Yes, I am. I will resist you no further. Take me with you, or execute me here, I care not. But my companions, would you let them go, please? No, I won't allow it. Huh? I won't let you take Morum. Grr, stay back, little one. You were not supposed to expose... If you want Morum, you'll have to kill me first. Yes, he is a Bjork child. I claimed him when he was little more than an infant. He has nothing to do with us, subhumans. Stop lying. I'm here because I want to be. Who's the leader of the Legoos Emancipation Army? I am. You're a big jerk, Morum. Trying to cover for everyone and get yourself killed. I won't allow it. Little one. Hey, I don't care who the real leader is. A Leguse who calls himself a subhuman is protecting a kidnapped Bjork who claims to lead a Leguse emancipation army? Do I have that right? Because if I do, I have absolutely no idea what any of you are talking about. Would someone please tell me what is going on here? Alright, please go over that again. It's been customary throughout Begnion's history to keep Leguse as slaves? That's right. But that's in the past now. 20 years ago, all slavery was outlawed, and all Leguse were freed. And as far as the general public is concerned, that is exactly what happened. So there's a portion of society that willingly breaks the law? The commoners obey, but there are still many Leguse slaves in the homes of nobles. Wow, go figure. Nobles and politicians who are being hypocritical about their laws? Wow. Sounds like many places today. Morm and I brought this to the attention of the senators, but they would not listen. That's why we gathered other fighters. We break into the homes where slaves are kept and help them escape. Of course, the nobles can't let this be known publicly, so they brand us as thieves and turn us into wanted outlaws. Alright, I think I understand your motives, but you're not going to solve the basic problem this way. We know that, but we can't give up and leave them in chains. We can't and won't. Do you mind if I try to help? Huh? This sort of Bjork behavior is something that's been bothering me. I think there may be something that I can do. Naysala, stop this foolishness. Where are you taking me? Tell me. It's only a little farther. I'll tell you once we've arrived, just as I promised. I left no word with Tibarn. If I had known we were coming this far, I would have left a message. Serenus Forest. Here we are. This is what I wanted to show you. Look below you, Ryson. What do you see? What? What is this? How is this possible? What happened here? This is Serenus? Is this what you're trying to tell me? This colorless vista, these cracked and withered branches, these lifeless trees, this is my forest. I do not speak that language, unfortunately. The ancient tongue. It's been many years since I have heard it last. You can still speak it. The voice of the forest is still. Why? How did this? It's been like this since your clan's been gone. The area near the entrance is especially bad. They used fire. Most of the trees are dead. Unforgivable. How can they do things like this? Cursed humans. What did this forest do? What did my clan do? Humans hold all Leguse in contempt, and in the same way, they hold all of nature in contempt as well. They think everything exists for their pleasure and betterment. They are beneath contempt. Naysala, it appears that I have misjudged you. I called you a groveling toady to humans, and labeled you a traitor. I was overly harsh, I apologize. Not to worry. I engage in occasional commerce with humans, that much is true. A more pressing issue is the growing darkness. You can return to Phoenicius tomorrow, can you not? I'm certain that some noble has a villa in this area. At this time of year, it is almost certain to be empty. I suggest we borrow it for the evening. You would sleep in a human building? Think about it. Bird folk like you and I have no night vision whatsoever. If we were discovered by humans, they would surely overwhelm and capture us, right? I see your point. Very good. I'll go stumble around until I find something to eat. Please, make yourself comfortable. Naysala. Yes? Thank you for everything you've done. I appreciate it. Don't be ridiculous. We're old friends, are we not? Right you are, old friend. Is everything in place? Yes. That Duke Tanis cannot sit still. He is literally quivering with anticipation. It's not pretty. I bet it isn't. Just make sure that mountain of suet stays hidden. If Rysson catches so much as a glimpse of his bulk, he will take wing. Understood. Now time to put on the finishing touches. This, too, I do to raise up Kilvis. Rysson, please don't judge me too harshly. That being said, I'm sure you will. Ah, well, such is life. Enjoy your new one, old friend. And we got a pretty decent amount of bonus EXP. Almost compensates for all the bonus EXP we used on Soren. But then again, I believe his usefulness is more than compensating for it anyway. Alright, that was Chapter 15, The Feral Frontier. I'll see you next time.